So normally, when students of democratic transition in Central Eastern Europe study this period of time, so they focus on some particular persons, on some dissidents and heroes, as for example Lech Wałęsa in Poland or Václav Havel in Czech Republic, in Czechoslovakia, and some other people. And I propose to focus not on this particular some famous people who are of course very important for the success of this transition, but for the whole movement and for the whole societies in Central Eastern Europe, which had a special form of capital, a special form of civil courage, I would say, to produce certain societal, economic, and political effects. And it's not true that this transition, for example, in Poland, was made only in negotiation between Lech Wałęsa and General Jaruzelski. But General Jaruzelski, in a way, was forced by society to move in that direction. And what I am talking about is that societies of Central and Eastern Europe, societies of Poland, of Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Baltic states, were able to show the certain form of courage, to resist to communist system, and to show the way to future for their societies. And what is important here is that there were everyday form of resistance and adaptation and in everyday life of these people. So people who started, for example, the private enterprises at that time in the black market, people who went to the churches, for example, in Baltic states, despite it was not allowed by the Soviet authorities. And this forms, the small forms of everyday resistance, were very important in 1989 and in the years in the last years of communism in Eastern Europe.
Okay.
There was different level of societal protest in different countries. So, for example, in Poland there was Solidarity movement, which was very active from the end of the 70s, and at the beginning of 80s there were 10 million members of this movement, in the formula of trade union, independent trade union. And in some other countries there was rather small elite dissident groups of dissidents which were protesting against the communism. So this is one point of difference. So we can look at what happened just before the 1989, and other thing was what happened to the economy. So the situation of the economy was quite different, and the perceived crisis of the state was also very different in German Democratic Republic, in Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and Poland. And now we are taking this for granted. So this freedom and possibility to act as citizen, yeah, and it was not so obvious at that time, and it was really fascinating thing. So about that time, but people once again, so as similar as in 1980 in Poland, in 1989, so they had energy, they had courage, they had power. So the power on the very low level of society. So people people were queuing to help to win. So in this case, into solidarity, but in other countries, in Hungary or in Czechoslovakia, there was similar energy visible on the streets in Václavské náměstí or on the border between Hungary and Austria. So and we need to go back to the roots of this energy. So why these people, to ask about what forced these people to do this way? So why did they want to go to freedom, to democracy, and so on? And it was not so obvious, and now very often we take it for granted. And this is not a good thing. So I think it's only our power, so of society of Eastern Europe, to think about it and to treat it as a form of capital for our development, so for development of our countries. So many people, for example, in the last years, say about social capital, different forms of social capitals, but not only economic capital is important, but also social capital. But I would add, so this capital of civil courage, so this capital of this energy of courage of people who were fighting against communism and for freedom. So it's something we can use for development, so of economies, societies, politics in our countries now.
Okay.